Quite the pileup on I-49 this morning as crews work to clear this scene behind me. That's two semi-trucks that you see right there that collided into each other.
Start right here at their check-in. If they have anything else that they need to do as far as clerical issues or to change addresses, they go to this second table and then they hit these booths over here. And as you can see, every booth is filled.
And I did speak to workers and they told me that the culprit of that down power line is actually this right here. You see there's a sheet of ice on all of the branches and the bushes and the trees here. The snow's actually picked up quite a bit in the last 10 minutes. Let me give you guys a look right now. We're on the off-ramp of I-540 on Rogers Avenue. You can even see over to your very, very right, there is a car that has slid into a ditch. We now know at least 30 people were hospitalized and at least 12 people are dead after the New Orleans Police Department reports a truck may have intentionally plowed into a group of people on Bourbon Street. Each student gets a free breakfast and a free lunch. Let's see what we have in here. We got some raisins and a breakfast cookie. Donald Trump will be sworn in as our 47th president of the United States on Monday. We just spoke to the Centerton Police Department PIO, and he confirmed that 20-year-old Cameron Williams was found outside the house this morning waiting for police to arrive after he stabbed his 51-year-old mother, Vicki Williams. Most people hit the stores on Black Friday for things like TVs, computers, or clothes. But one man I spoke to says that he started his deal hunting bright and early and then ended it by grabbing something to add a little spice to his already unique family tradition. Today is the first day of a week of funeral services to say farewell to who was America's oldest living president, Jimmy Carter. And as you can see behind me, we have a tree completely uprooted and blocking the entrance to this parking lot over here. Whether it's the taste of broccoli, texture of mom's meatloaf, or not wanting to drink milk, kids and Katani can be pretty picky about their food and drinks. While the Arkansas Learns Act was passed in 2023, some of its laws kick in 2025. So I'm gonna step aside so you can see the scene that we have right now. Very, very active. We have multiple emergency responders here, multiple fire trucks still working the scene. This is Red Cross's first day in Decatur, Arkansas, and they've spent the entire day helping people like Keisha Robertson, who used this mattress to cover herself, her boyfriend, and her 10-year-old daughter during Sunday's storms.
This is where me and my daughter and him hunkered down with the mattress bent over us, and that you could hear like a train just coming. My daughter started praying to God out loud, asking him to let us make it through this.
Robertson says the storm ran through and destroyed everything.
Finally, it had ended, and he said, "Let me look," and he goes, your house is gone. Your house is gone. This was my laundry room right here, and then this was a full wall right here. This was my bedroom.
So being able to finally meet up with Red Cross was a miracle.
We gave out some Band-Aids to a lady who survived the tornado, but her house and her car was destroyed. She's a single mom. We're here at the First Baptist Church where they're providing hot food, some cleaning supplies. The Red Cross is here supplying support. We're giving out gloves and rakes, and we also have garbage bags and tarps.
Giving Robertson and her family a small breath of relief after not one, but two tragedies.
Believe it or not, I had just lost my mom 2 weeks prior to this. And my mom there's a lot of memories with my mom here. And it's heartbreaking, man. It's hard. It's really hard.
Her and her daughter still reliving those moments.
You could hear it. You could water falling down on us.
Grateful to be here today.
This hallway, it's just so small. And this is all that saved us. I don't even know how we made it.
Red Cross is now out in those severely impacted communities handing out those emergency supplies. And they said they will remain out there as long as people need help. In Decatur, Katani Gouch, 4029 News. These kitties were brought here all the way from Houston this afternoon. They're part of a group of 15 animals that were brought here to help shelters in Houston that have started to overcrowd due to the aftermath of the devastating Hurricane Beryl.
Squeaky's kind of my favorite because she's yelling at everybody already, and I love that.
Meet Squeaky.
What's your name?
And Dylan and Cole. And Twinkle. Oh. These guys just drove 9 hours.
When we get on the highway and we listen to Led Zeppelin and Pearl Jam, they tend to calm down. So they were very cool.
For the chance to find their forever home.
Our adoption process is a first come, first served basis, so we are here 11 to 7 every day, ready to welcome a new animal to you in your home.
Best friends lending a helping paw.
As we all know, Beryl went through Houston and caused some pretty big flooding, power outages, and the team down there needed some assistance.
I got a few miles outside the airport and everything was dark. I think there's still 1 million people without power down there, including the hotel that I stayed in last night.
Even though we're still recovering from our own natural disaster.
Any natural disaster is going to cause a lot of displacement depending upon the severity of it. When there are disasters like Beryl, like the tornadoes that came through Arkansas, those types of things can cause pressure and restraint for shelters.
But after learning of Houston's post-storm struggles, staff here couldn't just stand by.
A space needs to be there for them.
When I get a chance to do something like this to save animals, like the other volunteers in this organization, we welcome the opportunity to do it because it's very gratifying.
A feeling all too familiar to the people here in Northwest Arkansas.
And Best Friends is huge on community, and as we saw when the tornadoes came through here, community steps up and we're here to do the same.
The National Sorority Delta Sigma Theta was originally founded in 1913, but it wasn't until 1974 that a chapter was created here at the U of A. 50 years ago, 15 women created a space for other black women in their community, and they tell me this wasn't an easy feat.
I can't even imagine them being here at that time and having to deal with some of the issues and challenges of what it was like to be black at the University of Arkansas.
We decided to start the first chapter of the Divine Nine, Delta Sigma Theta, here on the campus.
No other fraternities or sororities, we were first.
The Lambda Theta chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was chartered on March 23, 1974.
Being the first one on this campus for the sorority, it just really means a lot.
Members past,
Spring 85.
Spring 14, 1974.
and present
Spring 23. I crossed in Spring 23.
Spring 23.
gathered today for the 50th celebration.
Some of us who were in here in 1974 are seeing each other for the first time in 50 years. Now that's a blessing.
Almost brings you to tears to see what you were starting the chapter, but you didn't realize how it would grow and the impact it would have on the institution.
Current members say this moment is something they've been waiting for.
Meeting them, I got a little starstruck, honestly, because it's like they were the first people here to actually pave the way. It's actually so inspiring. And again, it's such an honor to meet the women, who really started this history. And without them, there would be no 50th. And without them, there really wouldn't be any me.
50 years of service,
We do service around the campus for the black community.
scholarship,
You have to find young ladies who would qualify in terms of GPA and that kind of thing.
and sisterhood here at the U of A.
Lambda Theta is home.
Lambda Theta, nothing greater.
The chapter is continuing their celebration throughout the weekend with a banquet this evening and a church service tomorrow morning. Live in Fayetteville, Katani Gouch, 4029 News.